Oh, it's Rick Taylor.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy BattleBox here. I'm here with my guy Rick Taylor from Rap Draft.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Rick Taylor back with another episode of the Rap Draft. I got my dog BattleBox with me, man. What's going on?
Oh man, taking it easy.
Right. All right, now here on the Rap Draft, we like to interview artists of all kind, like whatever you're a DJ, gamer, artist, whatever art you do, this is the platform for you. So we pretty much like to give the fans and people who don't know you a more insight on your life and who you are.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my first question is for you is, where was you born and raised?
I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Born there, but brought here. So I've been here since a few months old. So this is my city. That's where I'm from, I can say.
That's dope. Now, what was life like growing up for you in Milwaukee as like a kid? Like, what was your childhood like?
Well, we grew up on the east side of Milwaukee, Buffum, Houghton. And it was pretty good, I grew up in the 80s, so, breakdancing and, video games when the start of gaming and all that kind of stuff kind of started to show up and come, make a name for itself or whatever. But, it was pretty decent. It's not like it is now.
Right.
It was not as much violence and drugs and stuff like that, not like it is now. It had its little rough points, but for the most part, it was smooth. We got to be kids.
Right. You got to live out your childhood and be a kid.
Hang outside, we can play, ride bikes, and,
Yeah, have fun.
all that type of stuff. So, but this is different now, though.
Right. Now, for the people who want to know, who or what is BattleBox?
BattleBox is, it's many things. The core of it is, I consider it urban people that are into, like, geek culture. So it's like, we kind of spearhead the whole, because there's a lot of us. Mm-hmm. By us, I mean minorities, race, creeds, colors that are into this. Sometimes it kind of gets, it used to get portrayed as just like it was only a certain group, a certain demographic that dealt with comic books and anime and action figures and video games. But as you all know, we all share love for this stuff. So we kind of like represent that, and we do it in a strong way,
right,
as you can tell with all the different things that we have going on up here.
Right.
From the game shop, to tournaments, to the lounge, the bar, the parties, the events. We go really hard. Plus, we have a ton of expansions. We got something I didn't show you either. We got something major we got in the works for next year.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Congratulations with that. Now, for the people who want to know, like, or just for myself, like, who inspired you to like start up BattleBox and start a gaming lounge and stuff like that? What inspired you?
Well, it's two sides to that coin, two sides to that question. So it's like the politically correct version of it, and then it's the the straightforward, realistic, the real version of it.
Yeah, give me the real.
Well, the real version is basically there's not a lot of us that represent. We're not represented in those categories or in that industry. So, I just felt it was a time that we need to have a name for ourselves where we can be, represented by one of our own. I'm from the hood. I'm from the inner city. I'm also a gamer. I'm also a collector. I like action figures. I like comics. But, I still love hip hop and, everything that comes with urban culture. So, but that's kind of like the premise for it. Like it was just time for it. Plus, sometimes you kind of viewed as outcasts when you try to deal in that stuff too. So it was important for us kind of do our own thing too. We need to have something, like I said, that's why I go so hard. That's why we go so hard, because it's important that not only do we get involved in this stuff, but I want to champion. I want to be the person that's moving it forward, giving us something in that genre that everybody can be proud of, not just one or two people, but everybody, not even just minorities. Like, there's a lot of people who are proud and really love what we got going, like I just explained to you with the thing with the Pfizer forum we got going on the 16th. And also the Brewers, they're sponsoring us too, advertisement-wise, next year, 2022. So they're taking note. They know what we got going on. People are, but now we're going to see if we can raise some funds and get this other thing going.
Right.
It's one thing to take note. It's one thing to use you as content, but it's another thing to actually be there and put pen to paper and sign them checks and help us with these build outs and this other stuff. We create a safe haven. We're not even just talking about like the video game, the store aspect of it, but we're talking like our lounge, our gaming lounge. That don't exist, especially for us.
Right.
There's really not a lot of places that want 60, 70 minorities coming in there hooting and hollering,
Right.
doing whatever, even if they're just playing video games. That's not. And I was one of those guys, so I know. So that actually was one of the catalysts, the main catalyst for us building our own, because it's like, I don't feel like I was welcome in a lot of places that I went to. And I'm like, well, we need our own. That's the only way to fix that. The only way.
Right.
And so we're doing it, but we welcome everybody. So we're not. So I don't want anybody to ever feel like how I felt when I went to those other places, and that goes across the board. All races, creeds, colors, sexual preferences, or whatever. That's the catalyst.
Right.
I've been doing this for a while. I'm 40 plus years old, so a lot of times you don't feel welcome in stores, in other places, other bars that do this type of stuff. So that was the main reason for us doing the stuff that we do. That we're continuing to do, and we're growing, and I ain't gonna stop until, I don't think I'm ever gonna stop.
Right.
So I don't have going to keep pushing it until everybody has a spot with us, or at least everybody that wants to.
Right.
But
now that's dope, man. Like, how long did it take for you to like get your store and like stuff like that in your lounge?
Years. We're not from money. We're on welfare and stuff like that. Like as a kid, moms, we were taken care of. We didn't want for anything, but we didn't have the extra stuff. That's probably the reason why I go after the stuff like I do now. Is something
Right.
something internal. But
Now, that's pretty dope, bro. Like I like how you opened up a safe haven and a store, not even just a store, but a battle lounge or a gaming lounge for people that like games and like the game. Because growing up, mainly minorities, but not even just minorities, just like a lot of like people, period, like get talked down upon because they play the video games and don't want to go out to all the rah-rah and be in that type of environment. But, I think that's dope that you gave those type of people, a place to come and like have fun and enjoy each other's time and do what they love to do. So I think that's really dope. Now, my next question for you is, what was the pros and cons, or what are the pros and cons if you experienced any?
as far as
like
just being involved in this,
Yeah.
well, for one, you have. So there are two sides to that as well. It's always a double-edged sword when you're dealing with anything, especially in a place like where we are. The city's pretty divided. Everybody know how racially split, socially split Wisconsin is, but Milwaukee is probably the pinnacle of that, represents that. So that was one thing. So you got, on one half, you have folks that don't want to see you grow, and because you're from where they are or whatever, that's where the envy and stuff from where you come from, where that plays a big role in. Then you have some people not wanting you to to advance because of what you look like. So like I said, you get hit from both angles, but you just have to work hard, prove your worth, prove what you can do, and all. Eventually you're going to persevere. If you stick to it, show everybody you can be respectful, you can run a legit business, you can have a good time, and like even with the lounge, like a lot of people are expecting, fights, and it's never going to happen over there. It's not, because that's not the policy in place, and that's not who we allow over. That's not how we get down. So everybody knows, what to expect when they come over there and how to perform. Respect is the main thing. Basic, simple house respect, and I stand on that. If you don't understand what that means, you probably shouldn't be around me when we're over there, gaming or having drinks or whatever we're doing, partying or whatever. But so yeah, you get it from both sides. So both sides make it difficult sometimes. But then again, you have both sides of the spectrum. They're still part of what we do. They make up a major portion of what we do. So, but that's just it. You have folks pulling from both ends. You have folks hating from this end of the spectrum for whatever their personal reason is. You have other folks from that. But outside of the haters, that's anything. That's just part of the game. Dealing with them type of folks, you have to do. You stick to the mission, man.
Right. No, that's dope. I like how you got that, like, that structure, like make sure it's like a family and make sure you bring your home training in here. Like any other business should, I would. Now, Did COVID affect your business? And if it did, how much did it affect your business when COVID hit?
Well, people that know, originally all we had was a shop. We had 5431 West Lisbon Avenue, Battle Box Studios, what we originally had. Saved up our money, acquired the building, and then over the next 2.5 years, well, it took two and a half years, maybe a little more. We got the properties next door, adjacent to the to 5431, and we fixed those properties up. But it took us a long time. We didn't have funds, so we literally, sold stuff. Sold a PlayStation, go to Menards, get drywall. Sell an Xbox. Go get a sink. Go get paint. Go get plaster. Whatever. So it took us a while to get it done because we didn't have the funds. And then once we finally got it together, probably 2 months, 3 months, then all of a sudden COVID hit. So after all those years of building, after all dumping all our money into getting the lounge together, then COVID just hit, and we just got to shut it down. We can't play with it. The government didn't say anything to us. It was like, well, we can't. We're not going to play with this. Right. So we shut it down ourselves for a year. So it was kind of sad to see all of that money going, stripping our accounts. Our accounts was in negative several times, putting that place together. So to see it as soon as we got the doors open, it was a big hit. So we weren't able to recover that money at that time, but we got it back going, got it back going, back up rolling. But even during that time, we just kind of tightened our belts and just basically just buckled in for the ride. Mm-hmm. But obviously money, but more importantly than money, it was actually the last event that we had there was we had one of the journalists from the Journal Sentinel there that was actually part of the event, and she was actually writing Talis Shelbourne, and she was actually writing a puff piece to promote the Battle Lounge, and then all of a sudden that puff piece turned into being they're shutting down because of COVID, a somber, sad, boo-hoo piece, instead of being the advertisement to draw people in, because we had a lot of momentum at the beginning, then it kind of slowed down, and then now the after effects of COVID is not everybody wants to go out. So, not everybody has the same views when it comes to getting the vaccinations and stuff like that as well. So, like I say, it's moving along.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's good that it's back to where it was at. Now you're seeing it, paying off again and all that stuff.
It's not like it would be.
Yeah.
If COVID didn't exist, we'd probably be the rest of the stuff would be done. Everything would be set up. All the renovations would probably be done already. So COVID set us back, not just for that year that we had to shut down, but the trickle down effect of people being scared to come out, and folks still aren't comfortable.
Right.
With,
but it's getting better. So
it looks like it's heading in the right direction. We'll just say that.
Okay. Now, what's your goals for Battle Box?
Battle Box goals is. Outside of just creating a star on the map for Milwaukee, something positive, something cool that people can actually be proud of, not just something slick, not just something exclusive, but to be a full-blown star on the map. To when people come to Wisconsin, this is one of the places they want to go to, But even outside of that, the top goal is to really expand this safe haven that we're doing up here. Really, and even with that members only thing, that ain't a bad thing. If you're not a bad person, you will have no problem with signing your name or putting your ID, being a part of this thing, and even following those little rules. A little piece of policy, man, keeps on a ton of anarchy. But ultimately, I want to just create a place, man, where folks will always, people that are into this type of stuff, I'm just saying folks in general. I'm just talking people that are into this gaming, this anime, this video game stuff. They need a cool place that they can be safe, they can be proud of, and it's run professionally, and ultimately where they can have good times. They need that. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to hide out. You shouldn't have to stay at home and watch Netflix. Human beings are social creatures. They're supposed to interact, especially with other folks that are into the same stuff you're into, right, or they're into. But there's other bars, there's other clubs, there's other stores. But we implement that little piece of personalization, I guess you could say. We get a little more personal in business where it comes to be respectful, be cool,
Right.
Come by and enjoy, come party, come hang with us, come shop with us. You can do that. You can have your moral compass in place and still make money.
Right.
You can still do right and still make money. You don't have to just be anything goes, money, money, money. You don't have to do that.
Right.
But yeah, ultimately, is to do that. Just have a place where folks can come to. Also create as much employment as I can possibly do. We're trying to do our game development stuff too, so we're going to get the development studio up. So with the development studio, there's multiple sections to it. You've got the audio, you got the visual, you got the animation, you got the program, you got the coding, you got and in each of these sections. So we're planning on doing that in the middle building. Our BattleBox Studios, our dev program. We got a bunch of equipment now, so that's something that we're working on too, to start doing our game development, start creating video games, apps, whatever, a little animation. Plus we're going to do camps and stuff as well too for youth. We're going to do grade school, and we're going to do middle school, couple weeks out of the summer. So we're just trying to fine tune and get all that stuff situated. See if I can get some folks to come in and help with the class and help get that stuff going. But yeah, ultimately they'll have that too. People have access to that too. So you won't only have to go through a college or sign up and do all this credit stuff to be able to learn how to make video games or do animation or even learn the ins and outs of the audio visual film and stuff too, because all that stuff is part of game development. So it's going to be basically departments.
Right.
Not necessarily saying that each department has to go toward the video game. Like the audio department, they can make music, they can do whatever they want with it. Same thing with the visual stuff. You don't have to make video game with that section. You can do a commercial. You can do do skits. Do digital comics, graphic comics or whatever.
Right. Now I got two more questions for you. My next question is, what is next right now? What do you got going on next?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now we're just trying to feed the beast. We're just making sure everybody has something cool to do. Even just today, I just got done posting some stuff that we got going on Thursday night. Thursday night fights over at the Battle Lounge. So we'll be playing a bunch of classic fighting games, range from Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, whatever. And then we're also watching the VGAs, the Video Game Awards. So we're going to watch that night as well. And then we got a bunch of Christmas parties coming up. And then we got a whole rock concert coming up on December 11th, Saturday night, December 11th, the Halo event. So we're calling it a Halo fan event. So we're going to be up there playing Halo event. Plus I got two rock bands coming from Illinois that are going to perform over there. Some good guys, man, that really get down. So I'm glad I met them now, because they're going to be stars one day.
Yeah.
And like I told them, I said, bro, just don't forget about us when you make it big. They just got back from Florida, came all the way up here just to do this. So, but yeah, we have a ton of stuff. We got a badass New Year's party, man. Nobody's New Year's party is going to be like this. No, we're one half of it, we're calling it a cosplayers countdown. Cosplayer countdown is basically folks that dress up in cosplay. The bigger cities do it, New York, LA. So a bunch of folks come in dressed up as cosplay, as their characters or whatever. Then they count down to New Year's. But half of my group, they don't want to do cosplay, because we've been doing cosplay event stuff the whole year basically. We have, the Demon Slayer party, the Mortal Kombat event. So we didn't dress up enough. So the plan is we're doing half cosplayer countdown. This is New Year's, and half just grown folks. So dress a tracksuit, grown folks clothes, suited and booted. Come on through. You get a chance to wear the most snakeskin boots you got in the closet, Rick.
Right.
I'm not dressing up cosplay, so I'm just gonna suit up, tie, whatever. Maybe throw a little slick old school hat on or something. So half of them is gonna be dressy, the other half's gonna be cosplay. We're gonna party together.
Right.
It represents BattleBox pretty well too.
Nah, that's dope.
We just had an R&B event too. Grown folks, dress code, live singers, just a couple weeks ago.
No, it's pretty good.
So we mixed it up. No, it was nice. It was real nice. Older folks, like a lot of my older people came. They enjoyed it. Young guys was there too. They was like, man, this was a good time. I said, you got to know both sides of the coin, bro.
Yep. You gotta know both sides of the coin. I think that's dope that you put that together. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now my final question for you is, I ask everyone who come on this show this question, and that is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
5 years, man. Hopefully there's another location or two. I hope that BattleBox Studios game development studio, the school won't be in the building next door. Probably have his own facility where there's probably hundreds of folks learning game development and all of that stuff too. You know, want to put together some affordable housing and stuff like that too. I got a thing called the Help the Hood Initiative I've been kind of just playing with, where we clean up the neighborhood 1 hour every Sunday. We just pick a spot, go clean it up, just 1 hour, then go home and do whatever you're gonna do. Like, don't make a big show out of it. Do that every Sunday. Hopefully they catch on. The Help the Hood Initiative, I gotta just file the paperwork and make everything official, so folks can donate us some garbage bags, maybe some lawnmowers or something, so we can make it. But just something to help get the city some opportunities, man. Like, more opportunities. Like, when you're in a position to help a little bit, just like, if you got it, like, why not? Like, why just sit on it?
Right.
But that's about it. I mean, ultimately, I want to make movies and stuff too. So we might do some short films. But through the Battle Box Studios, like the game development thing, like I say, each of those sections, they can branch off to do whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. So do some short films maybe, and create some more games, and I want to make some action figures and stuff too. It don't stop, man. It's just ridiculous. It don't stop.
Right. The sky's the limit.
It don't stop, Rick.
And I think that's dope because you starting a foundation that can lead to so much, from games to movies to action figures, even though cartoons, toy, whatever you want to do, the sky's the limit. And I think that is dope, and I want to congratulate you while you're here and give you your flowers while you're here, because I see what you're doing in the community in Milwaukee, period. And I can see Battle Box going outside of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I can see it branching off in different cities.
But you know what?
I see that.
A few friends of mine, they always say, you should do a Battle Box like West Bend. You should do a Battle Box. West Bend don't need Battle Box. They already safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oshkosh don't need Battle Box.
No.
They safe already. They got a place where they can go hang out and be safe without getting gunned down. They need me here.
Right.
Battle Box need me here. And that's what it is. So I'm gonna do what I can here, and then in other places like this. So if I go anywhere, it's probably gonna be someplace closely resembling Milwaukee.
Yeah.
If I do spread off and go somewhere else, just to give them a spot. They the ones that need the safe haven.
Yeah.
Not the suburban. Towns. Mm-hmm. They're already a safe haven. So
right.
a place like this need one.
Right.
Then there's a lot of us. By us I mean gamers and blurs, like black nerds. Like they're trapped in their house. They can't go nowhere, and they want to go out and party and stuff too. And you just really can't. So that's why this thing that we do it's important. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I'm proud of you, man. I'm definitely I really mean that. I'm not just saying it because
I'm proud of you too. Shit, you're going after your thing.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, thank you.
It was cold today. I'm like, Rick ain't gonna come because it's cold. I seen that car pull up. I say, bro, I ain't playing.
No, I ain't playing.
That's a sign. That's a sign of success. Like, you can see it when people get up and just.
Yeah. That cold don't stop nothing. You got to keep moving, man.
I always tell people excuses. Great man once said, lies and excuses are derivatives of each other. Yeah. Lies and excuses are brothers.
Yeah.
So, like, don't make no excuse.
Right. And that's the thing. I done made too many already before. So now I'm back to you just overcome all that fear. I'm gonna come whatever I'm out to get. I'm coming to get it. Yeah. Simple as that. But like I said, I want to congratulate you because you opened up a place for people to feel safe and do what they love and make them feel comfortable. And there's not too many places like that at all. I don't know any places like that, like this, the Battle Box Lounge. So I definitely want to congratulate you, and I see everything that you got planned that you want to do. I can definitely see that happen for you, man. I just want to say congratulations and thank you for doing this interview with me, man.
No problem.
Yeah.